Minneapolis, Minnesota, our setting as we take a look at this striking view of the landmark 3rd Avenue Bridge. Welcome, everyone, to the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the home of the Timberwolves, where we're broadcasting from live today. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, this is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, welcoming you to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This homestand ends here for the Timberwolves as they get ready to hit the road. They're free-falling right now, piling up loss after loss. We'll see if they can bounce back.
Yeah, you know, it's really tough what they're going through right now. The situation they're in, doubt starts to creep in, especially as the losses mount, and that just makes them as a team more and more vulnerable.
You're right, Clark, and you know, they seem to be in such a terrible state of mind at this point. No confidence. It feels like the players may not be trusting the coaching staff, trusting each other. It's been very disjointed in terms of the style of play that we've seen from them lately.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy. This checked in for the Grizzlies. Lee comes in for Zach Randolph.
You know, the Grizzlies are the kind of team that perhaps fans around the league can overlook or undervalue or even forget about at times, but they're always going to be there because they're tough, they're physical, and they're talented.
And G's subbed in for the Timberwolves. And a bit of good news for this young man. He was offered another 10-day contract. Track by the team as they want to get an extended look at him.
And, you know, just the fact that they want to see more of him really is a good indication that he's doing the right thing. I think he's on the right track and he's trying to maintain his momentum.
And Clark, hear about a special bond between players and coaches. Well, his old high school coach is here in the stands to watch him play today.
Well, Kevin, you know, it's always nice to see a familiar face when you're in the NBA. And no matter how many gassers your former coach had you run while you were a sophomore in high school, still good to see his face.
Here's G. Michael Conley making his last shot.
Take a look at the rebound totals, guys. That's +5 now on the glass.
And, Steve, I don't think there's any question which team came out with more energy and enthusiasm.
They retain possession. A nice shot by Kufis. Here's G. Feeds it to Wiggins. Pekovic dishes to G. Pekovic. Grizzlies with the rebound. Conley's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Lee left side. And they take the lead.
Great looking bounce pass to set up that play.
The Timberwolves trail. Here's G. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Left side, Martin. Clock at 6. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. G, no good.
And you know why he was open there. They didn't commit too much defense to him, and you can see why. He has trouble making that shot.
And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
You know, who says the big guy doesn't like to attack the basket? I mean, could have fooled me on that one.
Yeah, nice change of pace for him to power one home.
Yeah, it's not usually his role, but he takes advantage of the situation there.
Here's G. To the wing right side. And Wiggins gets it to go on the assist by G. 41 seconds left to play here in the first. Lee against Martin. Lee passes to Conley. It's stolen by G. By himself.
Oh, ridiculous. Tore it down that time. Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
Conley into the lane. And he overshot that one, missing.
In terms of rebounding, it's been a sensational opening quarter.
I like sensational. That's a good word for it.
Young with no one around. Here's Pekovic, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Tayshaun Prince.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
A nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
The Timberwolves have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
2 shots.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. So both teams changing it up here. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And so that's the end of the first quarter. Offensively, pretty stagnant. Timberwolves lead by 1. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
Little skateboard P. Hey, Mr. Venom. Yo.
Tune in next Sunday night, February 8th. Nikola Pekovic and the Minnesota Timberwolves take on Andre Drummond.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
And I thought the key to that first quarter, guys, was the turnovers they faced with that aggressive defense.
Well, the defense, as you said, Steve, has been really aggressive.
Good substitution now for Minnesota. Wiggins is checked in for Young. Martin comes in for Corey Brewer. Levine's checked in for J.J. Barea. And G's subbed in for Mo Williams. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Kufis checked in for Gasol. Prince comes in for Zach Randolph. And Mike Conley subbed in for Nick Kalathis. G, he's in at point guard. Pekovic is out there with Wiggins. Then there's Martin, and it's Levine in at the 2 guard. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Well, you know, for teams in the NBA nowadays, it's all about getting bang for your buck. I mean, Mike Conley out of Ohio State, one of the great value contracts in the league, and with all the analytics and general managers looking for value, Memphis happy to have an all-star caliber still player like him still locked up through 2016.
And you have to give Mike Conley, Steve, an awful lot of credit for the emergence of the Grizzlies, I think, as a factor in the Western Conference.
Kevin, I think he's one of the best point guards in the league. Probably doesn't get enough credit, but his progression as a player at both ends, year after year, he just seems to get better, and he provides that poise and leadership that his club needs.
Zach Randolph's checked in for Udrih. Out to the wing. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Great look, but off the mark. Minnesota comes into this one following a loss to the Heat.
Yeah, and you look at the stat sheet from that night. I mean, the turnovers were just glaring. No way you're going to give up the ball as many times as they did and still win.
Well, not unless you play an even tougher brand of defense and force even more turnovers on the other side. That's the only way you're really going to be able to counteract giving the ball to the opponent that you're in.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
G kicks to Levine, right wing, from outside the arc. Here's Martin, and it is Good at the buzzer. Wow.
Pretty shot without a second to spare.
That can be so demoralizing for the team that gives up a shot like that to close out a quarter.
And the first half is now in the books. It's the Grizzlies up by 12. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Hey guys, settle down for a second. I noticed a couple of things from that first half. I like the way we're valuing the basketball. Keeping those turnovers down has really helped us throughout the first two quarters. I will point out that all the steals we got in that half as something we can build on. We pestered them with our D. That was great. And a big part of this second half is going to be the success we have on the offensive glass. That's going to be the key for us to get back into this game. We're facing a team that does a lot of things well. No surprise they gave us problems in the first half. Now it's our turn to show them what we do well.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. We're seeing a tremendous game from Mike Conley.
He went off in the first two quarters, guys, as he's capable of doing.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Brewer is checked in for Wiggins. Barea comes in for Kevin Martin. And Mo Williams subbed in for Ricky Rubio. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Prince. Nick Galathis comes in for Zach Randolph. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. We've got Lee. The Timberwolves making a switch here. G's checked in. Tayshaun Prince is checked in for Memphis. Barea dishes to G. Brewer the pass to Pekovic. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Pekovic has got 4 points now in the quarter. And the Grizzlies leading by 14. And Udrich kicks to Prince. Lee outside. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Lee's got 6.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Brewer the pass to G. The feed to Barea. And here's Young from the arc. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. 18 points here for Thaddeus Young. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Careless play for him. That's 3 turnovers now in the quarter. He's got to do better.
Well, luckily, they've got some really solid backup. You hate to see a player DQ'd, disqualified due to fouls, but they can do a decent job of replacing his production.
Knocks it loose. It's stolen by G. It's tipped. Lee with the steal. From half court, shot misses. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Grizzlies lead by 13. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And, Steve, we've got a moment here to go to our State Farm assist of the game, coming on some very clever point guard play.
Well, he mans that position for a reason, Kevin, because he passes the ball so well set beautifully. Really gets this offense into a nice rhythm.
Delivering the pass important, but putting the pass in the right place for a shooter, as you well know, huge.
Yep, no question.
G, he's in at the point. Young out there with Brewer. And there's Pekovic, and it's Barea in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And the Grizzlies leading by 13. Udrich dishes to Prince. Tries again. Nice shot by Randolph. Randolph's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Grizzlies.
He's enjoying himself today, guys. We knew going in that he had the upper hand on the glass, but I didn't think it would make this much of a difference.
Here's G into Pekovic. Outside for Berea. Lets it go from deep. Brewer. Good.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
Yeah, that's twice in a row now where they've done exactly the opposite and backed off.
60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Baseline J on the way, and he connects with the jumper.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out.
Timberwolves trail by 14. G kicks to Pekovic. Udrih the pass to Lee. Udrih up top, covered by Brewer. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Prince misses. Minnesota shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Here's G. Tayshaun Prince with the rebound. Prince has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Now Udrih. Outside Randolph. Dishes it to Prince. Goes up the baseline. Udrih can't hit. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. A nice shot by Berea.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Boy, I'd like to know how many of their attempts have come from inside 5 feet. It seems like everything is right at the rim.
Udrih dishes to Randolph. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shots. You talk about players who either love or hate contact. Randolph.
Too many turnovers.
You know, he likes to...
Let's see what you got, son.
Oh, I got plenty.
Udrih in for Tayshaun Prince. And the Grizzlies leading by 18. Conley kicks to Lee. Out to the right wing. Udrih the pass to Randall. And now running it up the court. Martin pushing it up. Back to Rubio. Young dishes to Wiggins. Young outside. Shot clock at 5. It's Martin on the wing. From outside, off the mark.
Randolph never really an above-the-rim player, but with his combination of strength and skill, he remains effective. Deft touch with that left hand.
G's checked in for the Timberwolves. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Stokes is checked in for Lee. Prince comes in for Nick Calathis. And it's Carter in for Udrih. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, guys, over that last break, I listened to Dave Yeager address his team. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through Conley. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork, those were the messages. Operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris. And Memphis making a change here. Goofus is checked in. Martin with the bucket.
And Randolph is able to post up or face up, and he's lethal either way. On that high arcing shot of his from mid-range, beautiful to watch, impossible to block. And on that right block, he's doing work down there because he understands how to use that wide base of his to get separation.
Carter kicks to Randolph. 9 feet out, blocked.
And this is what they wanted, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. And I think it can be considered a statement win for the Grizzlies.
Clark, looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
Yeah, but they did a better job tonight. They made the most of the extra rebounds, too.
And so all the hard work here tonight can begin to tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
With a solid strategy, building on that first win in this season series, they rack up another W to make it 2-0. And with one left to play this year against the Timberwolves.
Depth always a factor in wins like this, and what an incredible game out of nowhere it was for Zach Randolph. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see him being a part of it. He was all over this one.
Martin, great pass to set up the lay-in.
Looks like they're going to finish strong, but just aren't enough ticks left on the clock.
Well, Steve, it's a good run they're having now, but they just waited too long to have it.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And it's Carter missing. Second shot opportunity. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Here's G. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Shooting for Minnesota, G.
And he can't get the first one. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Good on the second free throw. Eight seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. The drive by Lee and stolen by Bennett. It's off. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Mark, this team seems to have a rhythm going and building on some great momentum. What's been the key to the success this group is having?
We're working. You know, we sacrificing for each other. I think we're doing a better job on that. And, you know, we don't get much practice, but we're getting good work in.
Well, congratulations, Mark. Keep it going. Guys, over to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
There he is. Hey, how are things back home?
Same as they ever were.
All right.
Listen, when are you going to come over to the house and have dinner? You know, Jeannie thinks I haven't invited you yet.
All right. Listen, tell her as soon as things slow down for me. So probably in the off season, okay?
All right, sounds like a plan. Now listen, you stay focused out there. You make your ball coach proud.
All right. Yes, sir, I will, okay?
All right.
All right.